Hello everybody, Nicole Cordoves here and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've done one of these Q&A reviews because I haven't had the time. But now we got time, we're gonna sit down, things have simmered down and now we're gonna break it down. This is the Miss Universe Philippines 2024 question and answer portion. So if you guys are new here, we do Q&A reviews just to see how we could answer questions better. We just love analyzing. It's not really to be used to prove whether or not a girl should win or why they don't deserve the crown or whatever comments surrounding pageantry. It's really just the fun of analyzing the most exciting portion of the pageant. So let's dive into it. So first off, we will start with one of my favorite faces in the competition, Tara Valencia of Baguio.
Here we go. What is your breakthrough or big achievement and how did it improve you as a person?
Being here in this prestigious pageant or the Miss Universe Philippines 2024 is my greatest achievement. The Tara before is someone who doesn't really who really limit herself when it comes to her achievements. Where I step here in this Miss Universe Philippines and I see the transformation, the improvement, and how I was able to become an inspirational woman that I am now. And that is something that I will be proud of after this journey. Thank you.
Okay, so before we get into the review, I have a comment, by the way, on the questions presented during the pageant. A lot of people were saying that they gave really easy questions to the candidates that didn't really challenge them to give better answers. And I kind of felt the same way as well, especially since the first round, like the casual interview of the top 20 candidates, were really wonderful. Like the questions were just the right amount of lightness and it brought out the girls' personalities. So the casual interview was a fun portion. So I was expecting, I guess, a more serious tone when it came to the final question and answer portion, just so it would be a lot more different than the questions that were used in the casual interview. But when I was rewatching it, the questions are actually a little bit trickier because there are questions that contain two questions in one. And if a candidate does not get to answer both questions in one answer, that's where their answers will feel like it fell flat. So I will show you what I mean later on as we go through the questions of each candidate. But starting off first with Tara Valencia, you see the two-pronged question to this one is, what is your breakthrough or achievement? And then, how did it improve you as a person? I heard a lot of chica about Tara prior to the finals night on how the question and answer portion is actually her Waterloo. So I was really watching intently while she was delivering her answer. And I felt like she gave a really authentic and truthful answer, even though she stumbled a lot with her language use. It was obvious that English is not exactly the language that she is most comfortable with. Her answer still felt very honest. And even though the question actually medyo gasgas na to when it comes to pageantry, especially in the provinces, this question is really asked a lot. And yung gasgas na answer din is to say na this pageant is, in fact, my biggest achievement so far. But then I considered that Tara is only 23 years old and she is from Baguio, which is a rising powerhouse pa lang in pageantry, especially with the powerful performance of Christie McGarry last year, representing Baguio as well. But wow, how do you follow up with that? So I can imagine the pressure on Tara as a 23-year-old girl, but I was still very satisfied with her answer nonetheless because she talked about how she used to limit herself as a person. She even referred to herself in the third person perspective. Like she mentioned the Tara, like a Tara before. So as I was watching her deliver her answer, parang, oh, yeah, this is her now. And I can only imagine the transformation and growth that she has gone through in the course of this whole pageantry. Na, she's a girl from Baguio, and then there was suddenly so much attention going on around her. She was recognized as one of the strongest and most beautiful faces in the pageant, and people start, nitpicking as to kung ano ba yung mga kulang niya, kung bakit hindi siya makokoronahan. When you enter pageantry, you have all these limitations. So even if the answer was pretty simple, it felt true. And even if she stumbled with her language use, it was, to an extent, still forgivable. I mean, with that face, it's so hard to not forgive Tara for that. She looks like a Bratz doll. Up next, we have Christie McGarry.
Ooh, I like this one. What is the biggest challenge you've faced as a Filipino woman, and what do you do to hurdle the challenge?
I think one of the biggest challenges that Filipinos face today are being limited by still being shadowed by, unfortunately, men or in society. But I think with my platform and me standing here in front of you today, I can encourage women that you too can stand up, you can be strong, you can be powerful, you can own your own destiny, like I plan to tonight.
Okay, so Christie's answer was actually one of the, if not the most powerful answer for me that night. In large part because I feel like it's the most confidently delivered answer during that round. So once again, two-part question, her biggest challenge as a Filipina and how she overcomes this. And this is actually quite a difficult question because Jeannie Mai, who is not Filipina, even remarked on this question na, oh, I like this one. She found it interesting because it's a specific question. The question is asking specifically what challenges Filipina women are facing right now. And from Jeannie Mai's standpoint, for example, that will be really interesting. Like, okay, how unique will this perspective be from what we know of the general challenges of women in the rest of the world? So I feel like Christie did give a very general overview of the challenges women face, which is, society and patriarchy. But I think she would have had really huge chances for the crown that night if she could have given a very specific, maybe even to the point of something controversial na perspective on the challenges women are facing right now. Maybe even something as simple as, you know what, Jeannie, women right now, iniiwasan namin na umattend minsan ng mga Christmas party or gathering despite being like a close-knit family dito sa Philippines because we want to avoid the question of the titas or the older women of, do you have a boyfriend? When do you plan to get married? You have to have kids already. So those things that I feel are bothering the current generation of women right now. But of course, if that is not something that aligns with Christie's point of view or story, she can't really say those things. But it's just an example of like a specific Filipino challenge that will make you feel like, yeah, that's so Filipino, and it's something that this question, actually, when you answer it, it could be unsettling, but also as a future Miss Universe, for example, it is your role to really bring up these uncomfortable conversations so that you can open this safe space for women to talk more about it and become support systems. So yeah, that's just one way of maybe alternatively answering the question. And I want to challenge you guys as well. I know there are a lot of aspiring candidates who watch this video, Q&A reviews other than the pageant fans. And I want to challenge you, like, what do you think are the current challenges that Filipinas are facing today? It could be as simple as that or something bigger. And I also look forward to candidates answering this question because a Miss Universe, I feel, should really be in touch and really represent the modern Filipina and her concerns and the urgency of the issues that need to be tackled and the relatability as well. So I want to know your thoughts too, guys. Please do put it down in the comment section. Don't be afraid to share also. But even though Christie glossed over the first part of her answer, she gave a very strong conclusion to her answer. And this is actually the most confident that I've seen Christie throughout the competition. That I actually thought that, oh, maybe she would get the crown tonight, because she just ended that answer so powerfully. She was like, you can own your own destiny, which I plan to do tonight. And she just looked like this image of empowerment. So I thought this answer of Christie would be strong enough to make her one of the last two ladies standing, but maybe it just wasn't her destiny that night. Up next, we have crowd favorite Ahtisa Manalo.
Women learn from each other. What is the biggest lesson that you've learned from another woman, and how did it improve your life?
My grandmother put me through school, and the biggest lesson I have learned from her is to always be kind. She is someone who has a big heart and took care of me since I was a kid. And I do think that my grandmother is someone that I can look up to. She is someone that is an embodiment of what a great woman is. Thank you.
Okay, so a lot of people were torn with Ahtisa's answer. A lot of people said that, you know what, she answered the question anyway. But there were also a lot of commenters who were posting na, you know what, it fell flat, kulang. So we're gonna analyze that right now. So once again, two questions in one. What is the biggest lesson that you've learned from another woman? And Ahtisa did answer that. It was simply to be kind. And then the second question is, how did it improve your life? And I feel like this is where Ahtisa actually fell short. Her answer focused on the description of her grandmother and why the lesson that she learned, which is to be kind, is very important to her, especially with her grandmother putting her through school. It was a good homage, really, for her Lola. But she didn't go back to herself. To help make her answer more complete or better is if she could have shared an instance as to when was the last time she actually had to learn to be kind in a certain situation. Maybe it could be something as recent as during her pageant journey for Miss Universe Philippines, for example, because we know that being kind is a conscious effort. And pageantry, for example, really brings out the best and worst in you. So simply sharing how she applied the lesson passed on to her by her grandmother would have really completed the answer for her. So by focusing on describing her grandmother as the person who is very important to her, the person she looks up to, for example, she failed to answer the second part of the question. So in the end, it felt like her answer was cut off right in the middle of it. Pero syempre, hindi may iwasan na we feel na, you know what, she answered the question because she did have good delivery of her answer. And she was telling this heartwarming story of her Lola. But this is something that, once again, future candidates should be careful about, like really analyzing the question as well and not leaving a question unanswered. So dito talaga nag-play out yung complexity ng questions that are given to the candidates. And we saw it work against Ahtisa's bid. So up next, we have my girl, Stacy Gabrielle, who did so amazing, especially during the casual interview. She is officially a pageantry icon. And I was just glad that she was given that opportunity, that moment, for people to really see her for what she is. Like, so much humor, such a wonderful human being, so lighthearted, and the effect she has on us, on the people she's with, naramdaman din yun ng mga milyon-milyong Pilipinong nanood nun and nag-tweet about her and nagpa-trend sa kanya. So congrats, Stacy girl!
Women have admired you all throughout your life. Now tell us about how you have inspired another woman.
You know, I've been told many times that I am too short to join a beauty pageant. But now I realize that pageants are a representation, a reflection of that very nation. And tonight, I am not only representing myself, but every Filipino woman sees themselves in me. I hope to inspire every Filipina that just like universe, we too are limitless.
Okay, so Stacy. All right, so we all know that Stacy is like the most kudaera queen in this edition, if not like one of the most kudaera queens ever talaga. And I just love to hear Stacy talk. And she also has openly shared talaga in different platforms her struggles, her challenges, her considerations before joining the biggest pageant of her life. So we know her stories, and I kind of medyo nalabnawan tuloy ako sa sagot niya when it came to the Q&A portion. Don't get me wrong though, because she gave a really strong first and last part of her answer. But I do feel that she fell short in the chunk of the body of her answer. So let's break it down right now. Okay, so she starts off with, I am too short to join a beauty pageant. So that's pretty much her whole story. That, you know what? These are limitations. These are beauty standards that were set upon us. And we're gonna do away with that. We're gonna challenge that. So I feel like that one line pa lang, we all knew where she was coming from and what she intends to say already. She goes on with, pageants are a reflection of that very nation. And I was very confused because the video was also very, very choppy. So I was like, did I miss a word or something? So there was just sort of a disconnect. But then she connects it with like Filipinas, you know, representing Filipinas. So I just wish she was more specific with that. I don't know if she was trying to say na parang, I want to represent Filipinas who love pageantry. We're a pageant-crazed country. But then, all these years nalilimit tayo because we're not tall enough. Especially when Miss Universe, you know, pagka yung image na yun nag-cross talaga sa mind natin, it's like you have to be a certain height, everything. But then Filipinas predominantly are not really height endowed. So I wish maybe sana mas specific siya. Those are just confusing segmented lines for me. So maybe what she could have added to make her answer even better and stronger is to list down the other things that were told to her by different people as to why she will not make it. Or maybe she could have also listed down the other limitations that are set upon Filipinas in general. Because knowing Stacy is like a very, very strong storyteller. She's also very sensitive to other people's needs and concerns. I feel like that was a lost opportunity to really solidify herself as a spokesperson for the Filipinas. I feel like she could have said more knowing Stacy. This girl has always had the best answers, especially in the Q&A portion of Binibining Pilipinas when she competed. But she did leave us with a very beautiful ending of her answer, which is just like the universe, we too are limitless. So that's very iconic of Stacy. And yeah, so very strong beginning, ending. If the middle part was also strong, I think she could have walked away with the crown as well. Then I guess the stars were really aligned for Chelsea that night. So now let's move on to Chelsea Manalo. Before we tackle her Q&A, I would just like to say that her journey has been so beautiful ever since the Jojo Bragais shoot, where everyone suddenly took notice of Chelsea. And then sabi ko, dark horse nga siya, no? So aspirationally, para sana, kung pagbibigyan, ang gandang fit ni Chelsea, if ever, for Miss Universe. And it would be a beautiful story. Because also what I love about pageantry is how these girls from small provinces who just had a dream, you know, and wouldn't even know if kakayanin nila, especially how expensive pageantry could be, tapos how support can be so limited, especially if you're not exactly an influencer or you don't have a social media presence, hindi ka pa gaano kakilala. But there's just something so beautiful about crowning a probinsyana queen that makes little girls, little Filipinas all around the country feel that anything really is possible. So I'm so glad that Chelsea Manalo did go home with the crown. Dahil well-deserved talaga, because yung pasabog niya did not only stop with the photo shoot. I was like, sayang naman kasi baka ito na yung na-notice na siya, tapos wala siyang sustaining materials, yung wala kang preparation, di ba? To hold the attention of the fans. But the girl came prepared talaga. Kasi after noon, there were a lot of photo shoots din na rinelease niya. She performed so well. She really made sure na once she was given the momentum, she did not let go of it. And then until na makoronahan na talaga siya. So congratulations, Chelsea. And I cannot wait to watch you on the international stage. Ayan. So anyway, ang dami ko na sinabi. Let's dive into her Q&A.
You are beautiful and confident. How would you use these qualities to empower others?
As a woman of color, I have always faced challenges in my life. I was told that beauty has standard, actually. But for me, I have listened to always believe in my mother, to always believe in yourself, uphold the values that you have in yourself. Because of these, I am already influencing a lot of women who are facing me right now as a transformational woman. I have here 52 other delegates with me who have helped me to become the woman I am. Thank you.
So Chelsea, through her answer, I feel told a full story, and she is the candidate who did not rush her answer at all. She felt very comfortable and at ease as a public speaker. She really took her time. You can see the grace while she's speaking talaga. The pacing is perfect. Ibang level of confidence for me when a woman speaks that way, that you cannot rush me, but she will be able to tell you her full story with not necessarily so many words as well. And even if nag-chime na yung time's up sound, Chelsea was not frazzled at all. Like, she ended her answer with grace, and she was just so elegant doing all of it, like speaking and even yung mga eye movements niya. I could not get enough of Chelsea, actually. And I like how her answer was a very good balance of, ito yung mga personal na pinagdaanan ko. This is my personal life. I'm gonna share it with you. And then she positioned herself as, you know what, if you're gonna give me the role of Miss Universe, I represent a transformational woman. So we know na yun yung mga sound bites ng Miss Universe right now. A transformational leader, ganon. So she included that, which I feel is very smart as well. But if there is something that Chelsea could improve on before she steps on the international stage, it would be to end her answer more powerfully. If she will be able to really perfect her skill for Q&A, she would be an amazing candidate in Miss Universe, and she would really end up on top. So good luck, Chelsea. We are all here for you. The Philippines is standing right behind you, and we are so excited for your journey. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I'm sorry it took a while before I got to make another one of these again, but don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so that you won't have to miss an episode. So I hope you had as much fun just, talking about and analyzing the answers of these very amazing, empowered ladies. And just a reminder to keep pageantry a safe space, let's build a healthy environment where discussions like this thrive, not to put each other down, but rather to help each other in whatever way we can. So yeah, thank you guys.